For New Year's Day 2019, welcome to a further update on the developing tropical low from the Force 13's Australia Oceania Channel. Tropical low continues to intensify as it continues drifting slowly eastward towards the Cape York Peninsula. This is the latest from the Tropical Cyclone Warning Centre. Warning zone is Pormpuraaw to Cape York, including adjacent inland areas. There are no watches or area cancellation. This is a look at the Weipa radar. You can clearly see how the tropical low is developing, and at 4 a.m. the lows with sustained winds in the centre of 55 kilometres an hour with wind gusts to 85 kilometres an hour, located within 45 kilometres of 12.7 degrees south, 140.6 degrees east. It's 145 kilometres west of Weipa, 140 kilometres west northwest of Aurukun, tracking east at 10 kilometres an hour. And on the screen is the Bureau's latest cyclone track. Tropical low, as mentioned, is moving slowly towards the Cape York Peninsula and continues to intensify, and it's expected to develop into a tropical cyclone Cat 1 later this morning, crossing the western Cape York Peninsula coast this afternoon. The cyclone may reach Category 2 if it moves slower than expected and spend more times over water. Gales with peak gusts in excess of 90 kilometres an hour expected to develop in coastal and adjacent inland areas between Cape York and Pormpuraaw. Isolated damaging wind gusts may occur otherwise with the monsoonal thunderstorms over the northern tip of the Cape York Peninsula, Torres Strait Islands, and the Bureau Meteorology has in place a separate severe weather warning. Heavy rainfall may lead to flash flooding is likely across Cape York Peninsula, parts of the North Tropical Coast today and Wednesday. A gale wind warning is currently in place for the southeast Gulf of Carpentaria and the northeast Gulf, and including Torres Strait Peninsula coast. Now we have a look at instability. This is from 7 a.m. through to the same period Wednesday. Moderate flood warning remains in place for the Daintree River, and flood warning for the Mosman River. Final flood warning has been issued for the Mulgrave and Russell Rivers. Minor flood warning remains for the Talia Murray Rivers. One for the Upper Herbert River. Flood watch for coastal catchments north of Cardwell, including catchments across the Cape York Peninsula. This is the wind speed probability, and you can definitely see what this tropical low, soon to be tropical cyclone, is going to be like as it tracks across the Cape York. And it's the GFS total precipitation. Significant information is at the bottom of the screen. Now we have a look at the Bureau's 12 and 24 hour rainfall outlook. Minor flooding is possible across the flood watch area over the next few days. Heavy rainfall expected to continue impacting the North Tropical Coast catchments, Cape York Peninsula, as the monsoon trough becomes more active. Catchments remain relatively wet following recent rainfall, making river level rises more likely with further heavy rainfall. Heaviest rainfall likely to be focused north of the Port Douglas on Monday into Tuesday, then possibly extending south to Cardwell on Wednesday before clearing offshore. Rainfall scale is the right hand side of the screen, and look at the area in blue through to red, and you can clearly see how the picture continues to develop. I like to see some of that heavy rain move back onto the coast, but down around Mackay or even further south. However, what's the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre saying? Here's their current satellite image, and they have it near 12.5 degrees south, 140.2 degrees east. Maximum sustained winds 35 knots, gusting 45. And they have it around 419 nautical miles northwest of Cairns. Animated and enhanced infrared satellite imagery, radar imagery from the Weipa radar clearly shows the system has maintained overall convective structure in the Gulf of Carpentaria as it began to reverse its storm motions and is now tracking eastward. Deep convective bands remain concentrated along the southern and western quadrants. The initial position is based with good confidence on the infrared and radar loops. The initial intensity is based on an overall assessment of agency and objective VORAC estimates T2 PGTW KNES T2.5 ABRF T2.7 SIMS, which reflects the sustained convective structure. Upper level analysis indicates a marginally favourable environment with strong 20 to 25 knot vertical wind shear, offset by good poleward outflow, excellent equatorward outflow. As the system slowly tracks eastward over the next 24 hours, decreasing vertical wind shear, very warm 30-31 sea surface temperature, high ocean heat content values will support intensification up to 45 knots prior to landfall over the Cape York Peninsula. Afterward, land interaction will reduce the tropical cyclone CO8P to 40 knots as it exits into the Coral Sea after the 24-hour mark. The system will track east-southeast through the next 72 hours under the steering influence of a near equatorial ridge to the north. After the 72-hour mark, a north-south oriented ridge is forecast to build to the east and drive the cyclone south-southwest. Environmental conditions in the Coral Sea will be marginally favourable for slight re-intensification up to 55 knots by the 96-hour mark. Numerical guidance is in overall agreement with gradual spreading to over 250 nautical miles by the 72-hour mark, lending fair confidence to the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre's forecast track. And maximum significant wave height is 14 feet at this point in time. And again on the screen is upper level divergence, wind shear, 24-hour shear tendency shortly, and finally 850 millibar vorticity. Force 13 is planning to go live on the main channel as other countries count down to New Year's Eve and the start of 2019. We will continue to bring the latest information.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, our YouTube page youtube.com/Force13, on Facebook under the same name Force 13, and our Twitter handle. It's @Force13 if you wish to get in touch. You can also add Force13 on Skype and my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.